right, now we're going to go over footing. I've thrown a bowl. Bowls are the easiest to foot. Bottles with narrow necks are the most difficult. Remember, before you try and foot, make sure that your bottom is thick enough. You may want to trim first. I always trim first. It makes footing so much easier. So once I've got that trimmed, then I take a needle, go underneath the edge, take my wire. You can do this with the wheel moving or not, but again, you keep it tight or taut under your fingers, pull with just the one side, and then it should come loose okay. I'm going to take that. See how that flexed? That means I'm trying to do this when it's too soft, way too soft. I'm trying to see what happens when you try that. But I'm pressed for time, so we're going to do it anyway. Now I notice I took the bat off. I'm going to set that inside the concentric circle that matches the best. And then you need to take some soft but not sticky clay. And when your clay is this soft, it's going to give you so many problems. The first of which, when you anchor it, you're going to press down just a little bit. You need to press in and down, mostly down. Notice I'm holding on there. Make it into a kind of a short, fat coil. In and down, mostly down. But this is going to make the lip of the pot a little less circular. In and down. In and down, mostly down. Now, what I did is actually something that's wrong. I anchored it before I checked for center. So now if I try and move it, if it's not centered, then I'm going to end up really misshaping that. So instead, what you really should do is check for center first. Just take your needle, get your pot going, and you're going to make an indentation, or just a little line around there. I don't know how well you can see it, but you want to check the distance between the outside of the pot and the inside of that ring. See how it's just a little bit skinnier here than there? So I'm going to bring it to the skinny side just a tiny bit. Just a, whoop. Now because it's wet, I probably messed it up. It's very important that you do the correct stage. So that looks pretty good. Alright, so again, clay, in and down. I don't have to anchor as much right now because my clay is really sticky. So it's kind of staying in place. I've got something on order that may help you, we'll see. Alright, now I trim the outside first. I'm going to get rid of that ring. And because I'm trimming too soft, all that clay is sticking. If you do it at perfect leather hard, they're going to come flying off. If you try and do it when it's bone dry, it's going to chip and crack your lip. So really, truly, you got to do that kind of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. This one is too soft. This one is too dry. This one is just right. Again, you want to get it just right. So you trim that outside, get rid of all those gooey bits. So again, this is an example of why you need to make sure it's at the right stage, because that is really gross. And wet my finger a little bit. You don't want to take your sponge, you can take your finger a little bit, or one of the credit cards, back of your nail, something, and smooth that up a little bit. Once you've done that, again, this only works if the bottom of your pot is thick enough. And I know you should have all footed at this point, at some point, but sometimes people forget. And if I show this for beginning, it's new. So now I made that ring, so I know that this is my foot. So I don't want to carve in there. So I'm going to carve right next to that. That's going to create kind of my guide. Slowly go. You can go either from the center out or from that line in. You don't want to go past the center though. Again, because this is so thin, I'm having some problems. It kind of sticks, it makes it all gooey and gross. So soft. And you really want the bottom of your pots to be about that thick if you're going to foot them. If you're not sure you're getting close to the depth you can go, you tap on it. If it sounds really hollow, it's done. Okay. Then again, dampen your fingers. Pick off anything that you can. Yep. And then smooth that. Then sign it inside the foot. Take your anchors off very carefully. And then you'll be able to lift that up. Now again, this is going to show you, because it's too soft, you're going to end up messing that up. So make sure that, again, that it's perfectly leather hard, or you're going to destroy your bull, or whatever it is you're